Over the past 24 hours, SHIB has absolutely shot up due to the fact that it was listed on Coinbase. Today we're going to be looking at the price action which has occurred, perform some technical analysis and make some predictions on where we can expect to see SHIB go in the near future. Let's get into it. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another crypto video. And as you heard in the intro, SHIB is now listed on Coinbase and that has done some really fantastic things for the price. And in fact, we're jumping 20 to 30% in the span of 24 hours. So some big movements which we're going to be looking at today from a technical analysis perspective. But before we get into all that good stuff, guys, please remember to leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy today's video. And if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. We cover crypto, stocks, investing and wealth management. And of course, let me know down below your thoughts on SHIB and if you are a SHIB holder. But without any further ado, let's jump straight into today's analysis. Welcome into the SHIB chart, guys. If you're looking to buy SHIB or just want some free Bitcoin, there's a couple of links down in the description of today's video. But as you can see, the price of SHIB is now sitting at 880 US and it has jumped all the way from 660. So a pretty decent jump right there. And as you can see, the momentum's, I suppose, coming off a little bit right now, but overall it is looking significantly better. And after a run like that, you'd expect this to cool off a bit. And as we mentioned, this is a result of the listing on Coinbase. And you can see the volume that has come in purely because of this. A whole new platform of users is able to buy the crypto, and that is exactly what they've done, which has driven the price of SHIB up. As you can see, when we start to zoom out a little bit, the last time we saw this sort of volume was towards the start of September on the 7th, where we had that big dip, of course, when Bitcoin crashed a lot of different cryptos. SHIB obviously was one of those ones which was hurt by that as well, but bounced back very, very quickly within the next few days. But from that point, it continued to trend sideways as it has been for quite some time. And I'm going to go to the daily chart now just so we can see exactly how that has occurred. And there we have it. You can see that, yes, whilst we did bounce back, we have still gone down, but then we have had that listing which has really driven the value up. And this is probably the biggest day for SHIB for a very long time, only to be rivaled by the day on the 15th of June 2021, which saw some really good stuff in, I suppose, recent history. But let's start putting some analysis in place. What we need to first identify is where are our key points of resistance and support. Well, first and foremost, I think it's clear that we are seeing probably roughly where we are about now, a key area of resistance. Whilst yes, we have broken through it over the past couple of days, it is still acting as a key resistance point that we need to maintain and push through in the next few days. From that point, if we then move up once again, I'd suggest we have another point of resistance, probably sitting roughly at 930, which we'll need to push through as well. From that point, we really haven't seen much action above that except from the past. So we don't have enough data to be able to assess it, obviously, on this chart. So basically, it just means that is only the area that is affecting us. But if we manage to break through these two key points of resistance, we will no longer be in our sideways trend. And just to put it in perspective for you guys, I'll just chuck in one more line right at the bottom, I suppose, of our sideways trend, which is effectively the trading channel we've been in for an extended period of time. Now we're at the very top end of it, so I'm really hoping that we can see some positive moves as a result of that. And certainly the volume's there. The volume, if it keeps up the buying momentum, we're going to smash through this point of resistance and hit our next target, which is going to be this 930 odd mark We want to get through obviously this 880 solidly and consistently, have a few days of it trading above, but then we need to breach this point at 930 as well very soon after if possible. But I'll just remove, I suppose, a few of these lines now, guys. Right there, let's just put our channeling. So that's really our key channel where you can see that we've been trading for an extended period of time. And I'm going to bring in our first few indicators, and it's going to be two of the moving averages. We're going to use the 20-day and we're going to use the 50-day. Now I'm not bringing in the 200-day moving average purely due to the fact that there is not enough data for us to be able to assess it on. So as a result, we use this one. Now, something to note is, over the past week, what we saw was a death cross with the 20-day moving average crossing below the 50-day moving average, indicating that we were moving in a downwards direction, certainly the way we had been trending. So that was effectively confirmation. What it doesn't account for is the fact that now we've had a listing on an exchange, which is a fundamental analysis point, and that has resulted in us absolutely bursting through both of those moving averages and is seeing the 20-day moving average start to move up. What I'm expecting to see is this 20-day moving average continue to rise and cross back above this 50-day moving average, indicating that we have what is known as the golden cross, which is a positive shift in momentum for us. These 2 points are now going to act as key points of support for us moving forward. So the 20-day moving average is sitting at 712 and the 50-day is sitting at 733. Overall, looking pretty good from that perspective. Bring in the MACD now. Let's have a look at that. You can see we had a big cross which has occurred exactly right here, where the 12-day EMA crossed above the 26-day EMA very significantly as well. And you can see we'd been in the red zone for an extended period of time. So I'd suggest that we're now at a point where we're going to see a reversal. We're going to start trending upwards, and you can see these 2 points are very far from each other now. I suspect we're going to see a few green days moving forward now, at least for, I'd hope, a week or so, pending that we can, break through this key point of resistance up here, sitting at the 930 mark, and obviously the one which was a bit below it at 880 as well. But overall, looking very good. As you can see from a green perspective, when we do have greens, they go for extended periods of time. You can see this in the past as well. Same with the reds. So the tide is shifting. And the beauty of this is we're not starting our green zone at the bottom of a trend. We're starting at the top end of this channel and going to be moving upwards ideally. So really looking good from a MACD perspective there. Finally, let's have a good look at the RSI. And as you can see, as you'd expect, we have shot up from probably about 46.57 through to 63.60 on the RSI, and then it's currently resting at 64.10 as a result of that listing. Lots of buying coming in, so obviously we're going to see the strength of this rise. But the beauty is we're still within the 30 to 70 range, which is comfortable. We're not sitting at overbought, so we can still continue to move upwards quite comfortably. But as you can see, it's cooling off ever so slightly today before I'd expect to see another move come. Regardless of that, as we've seen with many other cryptos, we can stay in an overbought range for an extended period of time, so it's not a major issue. Now, one last thing I want to touch on is what is, I suppose, the current trend? Whilst yes, we've got the horizontal channel, are we in an uptrend? And the answer is quite simply no. It's quite hard to chart something like that at the moment. The closest thing we could probably get is using these 3 key points down here, these 3 touch points, maybe even bringing it out to here to show where the current trend is from a support point of view, moving all the way up to, I suppose, about here, which would bring us into our apex. And there you have it. So pending that this holds up, the latest point in time that I'd suspect we would see a breakout would be over here towards the end of September. So the latest I'd be expecting a breakout is within the next 13 or so days. So keep that in the back of your minds when watching this, but also keep in mind we've got our moving averages, which are going to be acting as key areas of support as well. So hopefully it won't even get back down to that point. But overall, the trend seems to have shifted. We did obviously have our downtrend previously going through here. So to move up now and start crossing in the right direction is extremely positive for holders. And my target for today's video is to clear this 930 mark. I'd love to know your thoughts on SHIB down in the comments section below. Do you think we're going to smash that key point of resistance at 930? Or do you think we're going to trade sideways a bit longer, consolidate before making our next move? Or potentially, do you have another opinion on the coin's movements? Leave your comments down below. If you did enjoy today's analysis, remember as well to leave a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on bell notifications. We cover crypto, stocks, investing and wealth management. But I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.